All right, all you crazy cats and kittens. Yes, that's right. I saw Tiger King. It's those people are nuts. So let's get back to geometry. We're going back to 5th grade today, boys and girls. Area of a square. All you have to do is take one of the sides and square it, and you get the area of a square. So if this were 4, you would just do 4 squared, 16. That would be your area. Area of a rectangle, you know it as length times width. Now we're going to call it base times height. And I'm gonna tell you why we call it base times height here in about a minute or so. Just take your length and your width, your base and your height, multiply them together, you get your area. So if this was 5 or 4, it'd be 5 times 4 is 20. That's your area. Real nice, real simple, real quick. Parallelogram, same thing. Area of the base times the height of the parallelogram. Base times height, same as a rectangle. Now, the only thing is your height could be inside or it could be outside. Now, sometimes what happens is you're going to have to use maybe Pythagorean theorem to figure it out. They might tell you what this distance is here, and then you would have to find the height. Maybe they tell you what the side length of the parallelogram is. Maybe you're using Pythagorean theorem. Maybe you're using some trigonometry, sine, cosine, tangent, something like that. Okay, but it could be inside or it could be outside with the height, but it's still just base times height. Same thing for the triangle. Remember what a triangle is? It's 1/2 base times the height. The height could be inside, or maybe if it looks something like this, the height may be outside. Now where this dotted line is, the same thing with the parallelogram. Where this dotted line is down here by the base, you do not count that whenever you go to do base times height. It's only the base of the solid line times the height of the dotted line, and that'll give you your area. So it's 1/2 base times height. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these problems from our area. Number 1, just a nice area of a rectangle. So we're going to do base times height. That's just 16 times 6. That gives us an area of 96. Now for number 7, all right, this is working a little different here. We have a right triangle. So if I drew a right triangle here, okay, where the hypotenuse is 26 and one of the legs is 24. Now, if you remember for a right triangle, in order to find the area of a right triangle, we actually have to multiply the 2 legs and then take half. Well, I don't have this other leg here. So what I want to do is I want to try to find that leg. Now, there's a couple ways that we can do that. We can do Pythagorean theorem, x squared plus 24 squared equals 26 squared. Or if you remember your Pythagorean triples, what I noticed is this is the 5, 12, 13 triple family, okay? So I'm multiplying 5, 12, and 13 by 2. So this is 12 times 2, 13 times 2. So this must be 5 times 2. So if I take 5 times 2, that gives me my leg, which is 10. So if I do the perimeter is just adding up all 3 sides. That gives me 60. The area then would be 1/2 of, multiply your 2 legs together, x times 24. Well, my 2 legs are 10 times 24. 10 times 24. So that's half of 240, which gives me an area of 120. Number 11. Now they want to find x. So they have a shaded in parallelogram here with the height on the outside of the parallelogram. So all we're doing is we're going to take 153, which is my area, and that's going to equal my base 17 times my height's just x. So all we do, divide both sides by 17, and your missing side x is 9. So your height's going to be 9 for number 11. 14. This is the area congruent. So what we actually want to do is we want to find the area of the rectangle, and then we're going to add that to the area of the triangle. Okay? So, area of the rectangle, that's just 6 times 10, which is 60. Now the area of the triangle here, my base is still 10 because it was the same as the base up here for the rectangle. So that's going to be 1/2 of 10 times, and then the height of the triangle, if you'll notice, is 3. And half of 30 would be 15, which means my area then is 75. Okay? So what you have to do in the brand new packet, it's on Schoology, Chapter 11 packet. You can print it off. If you don't want to print it off, you can just look at it It's a PDF. You can do the work just on another sheet of paper then, instead of printing it off and showing me. So do page 205, 206, 1 to 19 from that new packet. It's on Schoology. I posted it. You should be good to go. Wash your hands, save a life.